Welcome to the Sweat Sanctum Podcast, where we talk fitness of the mind, body, and soul. Now here's your host, Coach Tom.
What's up, y'all? Coach Tom and Coda here, coming back at you. I hope you're doing well. Coda hopes you're doing well. He is eyeballing the sun right now, so I'm going to let it cool down a little bit. Then I'm going to take him for a walk. It is a beautiful Wednesday here in Central Florida, and I hope the weather is just as gorgeous where you are as it is where we are right here. We're going to chit-chat a little bit about, my last few weeks of life, and just some I want to talk about today mainly environment and training environment, workout environment, selecting a gym that really sets you up for success. Because it's something I didn't put a huge enough emphasis on early in my training career, and I think it makes it's a deal breaker for me now. It's a make or break, and I wish more people would take it into consideration on the training environment they put themselves in and choosing a training environment. So I'll give you a little, I go through phases in training, and this week I really want to say I've had kick-ass workouts. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, today, all phenomenal. I've absolutely crushed it. I feel phenomenal, and I'm just really happy with the week, and I'm hoping I can continue it through Thursday and Friday and ride the wave into another. We all have good training days, bad training days, but this week I had a heavy chest day. I'm still tight, still sore on Monday. Tuesday, I went after some back work and some buys and just felt stronger than I have in quite some time. I was able to really put on some serious weight on the racks and on the machines and everything, and just felt like I was, really moving that weight and getting a, great workout from it. This morning, I got up at about 6 because Mr. Coda decided he wanted to wake me up at 6 a.m. and lick my face and go play. So I took that as an opportunity to get out of bed and make my way over to my studio over at Orange Theory. Got in a great workout, like one of the best. I've been raving about this one all day. I told people it's probably one of my top 10 in my past 5 years with Orange Theory. I absolutely loved it, and it just crushed me. And I was riding on a high. I coached 4 classes after, and I was just feeling phenomenal. So, what do I attribute to my training really, and what really sets me off? I love to train. I've been doing this for almost 15 years now, and sometimes you find yourself going through the motions, and I realize that the environment is what makes or breaks it. So I'm going to give you a little bit of my backstory on my training and where I was going when I first started, and we'll talk about where I am now and where I'm going now. So 15 years ago, I decided to give working out a shot, and I left work one day, signed up at a New York sports club in Danbury, Connecticut. And it was a chain up there, a little franchise, and big box gym. And I instantly, even though I didn't know what I was doing, I felt like I was in the right place. I felt like I was around people that looked like they knew what they were doing. I looked at people and I said, this is what I want to look like one day. I don't want to be 250-pound, non-muscular, lazy guy anymore. I was inspired. I was motivated to kick butt, and it was just the environment I was in. And the equipment wasn't new, wasn't beautiful. It was a little bit grungy, and it was rusty, and, the plates clanged and banged, and people were grunting and stuff, and I'm like, I'm down. I'm down. Even though I look so out of place here, I look like a deer in headlights, I really wanted to, put in my best foot. I wanted this to be my spot. So 5 years later, 5, 6, 7 years later, who knows, I moved down to Central Florida. And when I moved down here, the first thing I did was look for a gym. I didn't waste any time. I think before I even looked for a job, I signed up for a gym. I found a 24-hour fitness in Soto, and I used it because I know gyms can be a community. And I realized it was in downtown Orlando, south of downtown. And I said, this place is probably what I'm looking for, Took a tour. They had a lot of great equipment, and I signed up on the spot. I probably spent the first year, maybe year and a half of me living in Orlando down at that 24-hour fitness. And not to say that I was slacking, but I never really felt motivated, and I never felt like I had to, I'd be on the cell phone a lot. I'd be texting. I'd be checking the internet, checking Facebook, all the things that just kill your workout. Like, and even as a professional, I can say I'm guilty of doing it. But if I'm in the right environment, I tend to not do it as much. I don't check the emails while I'm training. I make sure, I don't want to be somebody who's looked at in the gym as a slacker. I don't want to be, I think the shirt I'm wearing right now says outwork the competition, hardest worker in the room. And I try to, all love to The Rock for creating this line, but I try to live by those things. And I, always try to hustle. So year and a half, maybe 2 years, and I decided like it really wasn't the place for me. And at the time, I'd gotten a job with a company, logistics company in a past life, and they offered through health insurance a thing called My Healthways, which I'd never heard of before, but for $20 a month, I was able to go and just shop around. I was able to go any gym I want. To this day, I still have the program. It's phenomenal. Check your health insurance if you can, if you're looking for a big box gym. And I was just able to pop around and like just go to all sorts of gyms and really search. Well, I didn't realize my search was going to be relatively short. So I went to a Gold's Gym in the Dr. Phillips area. It was a longer drive than SoDo. Usually during traffic if I went after work. Fortunately, I switched to the 5 a.m. crew after a while. And, I just fell in love. I felt like I was right back at home. This was the spot for me, and I knew it. And I just felt back in my place, and I was really just taking a look around at the people, the environment. I was like, I gotta hustle. There's no more letting off the gas pedal. I really gotta put my foot on the gas, and loved it. So then I got a job with Orange Theory when I decided to shift careers. I kept the Gold's membership. I was still going there, but I was also mixing in a little more cardio, a little more HIIT training with Orange Theory, and I was fortunate to come into a very great community. So I was always inspired there to not let off the gas pedal and always to hustle. And being a coach there, I can't let off the gas pedal. I've got, before COVID, 41 members in there with me that are looking for me. They're watching me work and they're watching me hustle. So I always had to, really put my best foot forward. I wasn't able to slack, and that is a great thing for me because, it's very easy when no one's watching to hold yourself accountable to not slack. It's very easy for all of us, even those of us that love it, to focus on other things while we're working out. But when you're in that environment, you just put your nose to the grindstone. So after being with Orange Theory for about 2 years, I moved closer to our studio. I took on a higher role, a more involved role, and I decided it was time to be a little closer and be more involved. So I moved into the Lake Nona area where we're at now, and I left Gold's. Never canceled my membership because I had it through My Healthways, but it wasn't close anymore. It was about 20 minutes away. So I wasn't driving. I went to an LA Fitness near me. It did the job. Nothing but, LA Fitness always provided me a great training environment, but I was never really inspired. Like at this point, I knew I had to put in the work and hold myself accountable. And I was, doing lifting about 3 days a week, Orange Theory about 3 days a week, give or take a day or two on either. And I felt like it was a great mix. OTF was kicking my butt. I had the lifting environment that I needed outside, to focus on the gains a little bit, as I do. And it worked out for me. So about 2 years ago, I want to say, they opened a Crunch Fitness. So this was like the talk of the town. Big box gym. There was never a big box gym except for that LA, and the LA was on the other side of the tracks that nobody really goes to from the neighborhood I'm in. So I, of course, I realized it worked for with my health insurance. I went over there, got the membership card, and it was as simple as that. I was signed up, and man, it's all fresh new equipment. It's beautiful. I mean, 1.5, maybe $2 million gym, maybe even more, and everything's brand new and fresh, and you're just like, this is great. This is great. And the honeymoon phase ended very quick with Crunch because I started getting fed up. And what I mean by getting fed up is I looked around and it was just laziness and maybe I want to say a little weakness. And I've had that weakness before where, they're there, but they're not really working. There's a handful of people that are working. And I'm just looking around and I'm like, I'm just not inspired to do anything here anymore. Like, I'm one of the bigger guys in the gym. Yeah, I can lift more than the vast majority of people here. I'm in like the top 5% here if I had to gauge myself. And you want a machine or you want a bench, and you got somebody who's sitting there like a young high school kid just chilling on his phone, and you're like, bro, you've been on that cell phone for 3-4 minutes now. And it wasn't just one person, it was groups. There's gangs, just gangs of them that are chilling and not really doing anything. And I'm like, eventually, I switched over to 5 a.m. I thought that would make it a little better, and it did for a while. But my schedule changed, and I wasn't able to get up at 5 a.m. anymore, because if I was doing it for work. I had to get up a little earlier for my work, so that comes first. I make my training work around my, around my business life. Even though I love to train, the two go hand in hand with me. But I really had to eventually step back, and I said, this isn't for me anymore. So one day, just on a whim, now, mind you, Gold's is a 20-minute drive for me. It's a 20-minute drive. One day I started making that 20-minute drive. I'm like, just go on Mondays. Just go on Monday. Well, Monday's workout kicked ass. Monday's workout killed it. And I'm like, man, I had a great one. And I'm gonna do this muscle group tomorrow. And I know that their hack squat, and I know that their racks, I know that they've got the right equipment for what I'm working for, and they've got enough of it. I'm not gonna be fighting for equipment with anybody. I'm not gonna be jumping over anybody waiting for somebody to get on a cell phone. So Tuesday went by and I got a killer workout. And then Wednesday goes by, and it's another, damn, you know what? Let's hit some backup. I love that they have ISO machines, man. I could throw 5 plates on each side. It's not like a cable where I'm locked into, a max out of 280 pounds. I can throw 5 plates on there, and I'm gonna get a kick butt workout. Like, it just kind of started becoming a habit again, that I was like, I'm gonna go to Gold's. And along the road, when I'm going back to Gold's, people are like, yo, man, where you been? 5-10 people came up to me in like that first week, and they're like, dude, I haven't seen you in 2 years. Man, you still look great. And I'm like, damn, I made a little impact. Like, people remember me. I don't really talk to a lot of people in the gym, but I was able to, wow, you look great. How you been? What's going on? And I tell everybody the story. I said, I moved, man. Went to Crunch Fitness. Man, but everybody slacks there. Everybody's lazy, and I just wasn't motivated. So that's what I'm boiling down to today, is that putting yourself in the right environment, man, and men and women, you gotta find a place that really makes you want to hustle, makes you want to work. Don't just come in to get sets and reps. Don't just go through sets and reps. Find someone that inspires you to be better than what you are. And Gold's does that. I'm not the biggest fucking guy in Gold's Gym, excuse my language. I'm not the biggest guy out there by any means. I'm not the most shredded. I'm not the most lean. I'm not the fastest. I'm not the strongest. But damn it if I don't keep working like the rest of them do, I hustle every second minute I'm there, and I absolutely love it. And it's the same thing with Orange Theory. And that's why, I can pop in. I love taking all different types of workouts. You throw anything at me, I'm gonna try it out. I've tried out Ruckus. We've talked about this before. I've tried out Soul Cycle. I've tried out all sorts of HIIT classes, and they're great. It's a great workout. But when I go to Orange Theory, it's my community that really presses me. I worked out this morning, and I got a spot next to this dude, Wes, and he made me hustle. There was no letting off the gas pedal because I was tired and somebody woke me up early today, right, Coda? I had to hustle near Wes because Wes looks for me to hustle. And when Wes is on the treadmill and I'm wearing the microphone, I ask Wes to hustle. And he wasn't the only one. I got this dude, Jason, down the other end of the row. If you're listening, Jason, homeboy, you motivate me every time you're on that rower. Because I know you'll never let me live it down if you get 1 meter more than me, if you get a hair further than me. And that accountability from people. And just being in that environment, being around people that make you hustle and make you work, you're gonna work harder. They say if you're the weakest link, you wanna be the weakest link in your chain, right? You wanna be around stronger people, faster people, because then you gotta work harder. You gotta work harder. If I run next to 10 people that are faster than me, I'm gonna be forced to run faster. But if I'm the fastest one leading the pack, I can let off the gas pedal. I got no one chasing me. And being in those right environments with those right people really can make or break your training environment. It can make or break your training plan. It's gonna inspire you. It's gonna make you wanna do more and be better. I've seen it. I've been probably a member at 15, 20 gyms by now. And I've gone to multiple different Orange Theories. I've been a coach at 3 or 4 studios. I've coached in 5 or 6 covering, and the members that I know, when I'm right there alongside them, I work harder when I'm right there alongside them because I know the way they work for me every single day. So I hustle harder. It's the same thing when I go to Gold's. The equipment's old, it's dingy. I put my hands on the floor, they come off black. I don't use it. Some of the things are missing their grips, and I love it. I just feel like, you know what? I gotta kick ass today. And everybody's like, you really drive 20 minutes to go to the gym? And the priority I put fitness at, the level I put fitness at in my life, of course I do. Yes, I do. My wife asks, she goes, really drive 20 minutes to go to the gym? Why? Because that's where I'm motivated to be better. And if I look at a picture of me from, I think I started going back to Gold's maybe 6 months ago, max. Post-COVID, actually. I started going back there after, maybe a little before COVID started. I was going there a little bit. But post-COVID, once they reopened, I'm like, I need to get serious on training again. And I got back. I got back and I focused in there. That's been where I go. I dip into in LA, but the only reason I went to Crunch recently was to cancel my Plus membership because I don't really need an aqua massage. I'd rather go get a real massage. So choose your training environment wisely. Same way you would choose a training partner. If you're training with somebody and they're slacking off and they're talking, it's going to leach into your workouts. Cut them. Find somewhere new. Find somewhere that motivates you. Find somewhere where your tribe is. Because when you're in that place, you're going to succeed. People are going to keep you motivated. They're going to keep accountable. They're going to ask you, where have you been? They're going to tell you look great. And they're going to ask you if something's gone wrong because, look, you're looking a little fluffy. And I'm okay with that because that's what motivates me to be better. If you're wondering, I'm going to cut it there on that talk, but if you're wondering why we've been a little silent about it over here, I've been writing a small book. I've been writing an ebook, and I've been putting a lot of work into it. And, I think after 15 years, I've really learned a lot about dieting, learned a lot about nutrition. I have a precision nutrition certification, and I've decided to put my knowledge to a book because I think a lot of people are just confused. They're on, keto or this or that, and they're following the trends that are up there. My diet that I've done and I've taken many people through, it works. So I decided to make a manual of it. We're calling it, I'm about to publish it. I'm excited. The macronutrient manipulation protocol. I'm about to launch it on my website. I'm super excited about that. I hope you check it out. It's literally the work, what I put myself through, what I put my clients through, and teaches you how to dial it in for yourself. So that's what I've been really working on lately. I've been trying to fine tune it, dial it in, and make sure I give enough knowledge that it's going to make you successful. So check that out. Subscribe on the podcast, subscribe on the YouTube, subscribe on the Facebook page. Just be involved, like, share, love, because you know that all I do is share my knowledge with you, and love you all. So Coda and I are going to cut it at that. We're going to go get a walk in, and I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day. Much love.